imagine what coastal cities in 2050 might seem like. Ideas have been plenty and diverse. Some might appear apocalyptic against the backdrop of rising sea levels, more frequent extreme weather events resulting in flooding, freshwater salinification, and sinking land due to subsidence and more. But not all of them are dystopic. Coastal megacities, particularly in parts of the so-called Global South, are also sites where utopic visions are imagined and where urban infrastructural experiments unfold. These socio-technical and political experiments for urban change differ a great deal, from paradigm-changing designs in architecture and urban planning to alternative policies and practices that strive to reimagine new modes of living with or without water. Take, for example, China's sponge cities, or the revival of historic and hybrid forms of floating architecture from traditional housing in spaces as diverse as Nigeria and Indonesia, to the modernist and politically libertarian seasteads planned in Oceania. And urban waterfronts are constantly being contested and remade.
Socio-environmentally, of course, some coastal cities will remain more precarious than others. Projections, too, of a seemingly shared urban future are manifold. It is often argued that even if global temperature rise is kept below 2 degrees, at least 570 cities, as an overwhelming number of modern cities are built along coasts, will be exposed to storm surges and rising waters. Cities in South and Southeast Asia are particularly vulnerable, as dense urban shorelines and urban waterfronts are constantly being contested and remade.
But we ask, who are cities built for and why? And in what ways and how are visions for urban ecofutures and the new infrastructures being imagined? These broad questions inform a new German Science Foundation-funded research project as a part of the SPP 1889 funding initiative, Regional Sea Level Change and Society. The project is titled Towards BlueUrbanism for Sea Level Change Adaptation, Global Trajectories and Speculative Futuring in Island Southeast Asia, or BlueUrban. BlueUrban explores how global networks of innovation for living with sea level change influence diverse ways in which Southeast Asia's coastal cities futuristically reimagine, negotiate, and materially shape their urban environments in the century to come.
The study aims to map patterns of global circulation and to trace how urban imaginaries and practices of speculative futuring for living with such environmental uncertainties evolve in the megacities of Jakarta, Manila, and Singapore. In doing so, we focus on two emerging technologies of coastal adaptation: multifunctional dikes and large floating structures, including artificial islands. We look at urban infrastructural futures in order to understand broader entanglements between risk-driven practices of coastal intervention and more profit-led processes of urban change, taking into account real estate development, for example.
Sea level change can therefore be recast as a lived reality that is both dystopic for some and utopic for others. With our focus on Jakarta, Metro Manila, and Singapore, the project entails close collaboration with a 6-member institutional consortium. Our regional partners are Universitas Indonesia in Jakarta, Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines, and the National University of Singapore. The project is implemented by the Leibniz Center for Tropical Marine Research and the Sustainability Research Center, or ARTEC, of the University of Bremen, in collaboration with the German Development Institute, or DIE, in Bonn, Germany. The study combines several core conceptual and thematic currents: cross-cutting urban geography, coastal anthropology, the sociology of knowledge, critical urban planning, and political ecology. The project itself is designed for multi-sited ethnographic research and a mix of methods that allow us to follow technologies and innovations from their sites in which ideas are first seeded and designed, such as universities and innovation labs, to test beds and their actual spaces of implementation, such as construction sites.
In particular, we trace how solutions themselves change as they cross scales and move across geographic, disciplinary, institutional, and social boundaries.